Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Shad Shem Kakwadash. And I'm going to entitle this video Masha, Arya, and Yikwa. You see here what I did. I put in Masha, and a picture of Masha came up, but Arya didn't come up, and Yikwa didn't come up. So I put in Arya, and this is what came up. Not a whole lot of images, but anyway, you see here, Masha, King Masha, High Priest Arya. Here you see High Priest Arya. Here you see, let me click on this. I didn't put this together, somebody else put this together. So you can see Abba Bivens, Elder Abba Bivens, which is Elijah. And this is a faith, well, you got to prove that. This is based upon faith in the scriptures. Because I was listening to the video that Vocab Malone did, and I thank him for the video. They were discussing a lot about that book, and I didn't see the whole video. Apostle Ramla, I believe that, I don't know if he just put a live stream up or he's in the midst of a live stream, but it was dealing with a part 2 of that video that Vocab and Abu Kamar put together. And they were just reading certain, I think there was an article where, I think there was an interview that some newspaper had with Abba back in the 50s. And he was dropping it, he was dropping it. And they were reading from the book, Mark of the Lost Race. They were reading certain segments of the book. And we're talking about this book was written in 50, not in the 50s, in the year 50, 1950. And the things that he was talking, that's Arya. The way Arya breaks things down, he got it directly from Abba Bivens. So did Masha, and so did Yikwa, the father of Arya, High Priest Arya. And by the way, all these three are related. They're related. I'm not going to go all into it, but one of Yikwab's daughters, if I'm not mistaken, this was told to me so long ago, was married to one of King Masha's sons. And I'm not going to tell you their names. I know King Masha's whole family by name. I know his wife and his other siblings. And even their children. I knew them all. I knew the whole family. All right? Because you had some of his sons that really wasn't in the truth, but they knew that they were Israelites, but they wasn't into going out and speaking. One of them was, I'm not going to mention his name, it's not important. But anyway, I'm not going to name any name because it's not important. You don't know the names anyway. But one of Yikwab's, I believe, daughter got with Masha's son, and they had children. So guess what? They're all three related. Okay? They're all three related. By family ties. These guys right here, we're not related at all. Anyway, as you can see, myself, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, and Apostle Ricard, not necessarily in that order, all right? Just like right here, not necessarily in order, but I did a video, and I'm going to try to have the discipline not to be so long-winded, but who knows how the Spirit's going to work. Anyway, in the last video that I did, I went into some of the history. If you go into like halfway in, going into the end of the video, from the halfway point to the end, I go into some of the history of High Priest Ariah and the stories that he told me. Yaikwab, High Priest Yaikwab, King Mashah. And they would just randomly tell little bits and pieces of them knowing Abba. Did you know Abba used to be a boxer? He was a boxer. He used to get out there and run and train and everything. Anyway, you see, let me see something. Let me come down here. These two individuals were a part of the ICGJC, and they became disenchanted, and they did a video. I believe this is from a video that Vocab put together. This is I don't even know what this is all about. Okay, well, yeah, Selassie is an Elamite, first and foremost. High Priest Ariah, video, Daily Motion. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me try something. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see if I can get some sound. Okay, hold up. Okay, so it's kind of sketchy, the sound, but let's listen to a little bit of this. I remember this school so well. I sat up here and taught High Priest Ariah. He had Saturdays. I don't believe I was here when he did this. I don't remember if this was before the split or after the split. I remember when them signs were put up. Okay, so this is a 9 minute. I don't think we're gonna listen to the whole thing. Well, let's see what happens. So listen up.
Because we broke the law, the covenant, so there had to come somebody to redeem us back to the Most High, because we became outcasts when we broke the covenant. So Christ made the final sacrifice and redeemed us back to the Father. So he made peace between.
So this is for Vocab Malone. It says we don't deal with the New Testament and the Messiah. Day one, since I came to that school in the early 80s, they always went into the New Testament. It was a balance, New Testament and Old Testament. Okay. By the way, the three men had King Mashah, which we didn't call him King Mashah. We call him Mashah or Mo. I used to call him Mo. That was because I was close to Mo. Like I said, I know his whole family. All right. I remember when he was in his deathbed, and his wife would come. I can even tell you her name. I'm not going to tell you her name. I would always see his wife and his daughter, which she was a nurse. And she was there. His daughter was there more than the wife, but they were both always there. And I remember when we would show up, they would say, well, we going. And they would say, we're going to walk back to the house. And I said, no, you're not. And I said, I would give him enough money. We would get a collection. Let's get some money together. Boom, you know. Back then it might have been $3, $4. Take a care, we should give it $10 or whatever. And she used to say, no. I said, nope. I said, you got to take it. You got to take it. And then she took it, you know. And I seen him a couple of days before he, transitioned, you know. And when I got the call from Yahanaba, it was on a Sunday night, and I was with my woman. I was at my woman's house. I couldn't sleep in the bed with her. I said, I'm gonna sleep on the couch, and I wound up sleeping on the floor, looking up at the ceiling. Couldn't even really sleep. Then I was having dreams that he came back from the dead. And I was telling him, Mo came back from the dead. He came back from the dead, and I woke up as it being a dream. You know, since we're on this subject, you know, with all this controversy, inside joke, with this guy, the Kingdom of Israel, saying Marshall can't be King David because he got his own little theory. Well, I'll say this. The scriptures speak about King David, and the way the Most High is going to present King David is maybe right before the missiles hit, right when the missiles are hitting, right when we get beamed up. What does it say? This scripture comes to mind. Bear with me for a minute. I hope I didn't lose. Hold up, let me find this back. Okay. All right, I got it. Let me see something. Damn. That's a scripture I should know. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 Thessalonians. Hold up, let me do this. Let me try it this way. Let's see what comes up. Boom, okay, 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 17. Those who died in Yahushua. But I would not have you ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep. Who's asleep? Abba, Elder Abba, King Marshall, High Priest Yaquab, and many others. We have brothers in GMS that died. You know, you have brothers in and sisters in IUIC that have died, you know. In IUIC, they'll do a tribute. We don't necessarily do a tribute. If a brother knew the brother, they can do a tribute, you know, and they died for many reasons, all right? It said, oh, let me go off track a little bit, go off road. There was a video post put up of Bishop Nathaniel, and he showed his face. He finally showed his face. He looks healthy. So I guess the Most High healed him. But I noticed something. He was speaking about leadership and how to be a great leader and all that. And well, the Most High makes you a great leader. He makes you a leader, period. Anyway, he said a few words, and then he said something to the effect of "bless the Lord." And I said, "Wait a minute, what? The Lord?" He normally would say Most High Christ bless or Jesus the Christ or something like that. And I noticed he didn't say that. He didn't say Christ, he said the Lord. So he's getting that fear of who the Lord is, but you got to come a step further and come all the way out with it and use the word Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Because you know what, man? If you don't do that, you're being a goddamn hypocrite. I'm gonna tell you just like it is. Either you sold out or you're just being a damn hypocrite or you're proud. Because everything that you teach, you got from One West. The 12 tribe sign is the same. All these niggas that talk shit, they all got the same 12 tribe sign. Judah the Negro, Ephraim the Puerto Rican. So the Most High gave the spirit to Ariah, and that's an intricate, complicated thing to say this guy represents this tribe, that guy represents that tribe. You still got that sign up, man. And there was one point where you didn't have the sign and we was cursing your ass out. And then you started bringing the sign out. And then you did one video where you said, I'm going to go into some more scriptures to prove the tribes. Well, wait a minute, the tribe's already proven. So you better take that step and call on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, or don't teach what you were taught. Don't what is it? Mock what you taught. Don't what's the word? I can't think of the word. Mock is a good word. You know, you're saying pretty much what you were taught by the top men, which includes myself, because I was one of your teachers, one of your main teachers. And you're teaching what you learned. That's why the Cornelius thing you came up against is on the Cornelius thing, because that wasn't taught by the main school. That wasn't taught by the main school. So when it came through the spirit, actually it came through Ariah. Ariah did say Cornelius, before the split, Ariah did say Cornelius has to be an Israelite. And he had Shaw, Brother Shaw, High Priest Shaw, call me, and I hung the phone up on him, man. And then he went back, and I'm pretty sure he said, yeah, Tahar wasn't having it. So Ariah said, well, I'm going to put it in the back burner. That's how I looked at it. You know, I wasn't there. But through the spirit, I see that. But now, shortly thereafter, the split came, led by you. I'm going to mention you, Bishop Nathaniel, because them other guys that were with you, your co-conspirators, they're back in the world, getting ready to eat a missile. So when the Cornelius thing came up, it came back up again. It was myself and Apostle Gabar teaching, and he thought out loud. He said, wait a minute, man. He said, Cornelius might just be an Israelite. And I kind of gave him the hand saying, let's put that on the shelf because you got new people and so forth. So we had the spy, the California raisin, that nigga. If he ain't dead, the Most High, he getting ready to eat a missile anyway. That nigga, that demon. He was a spy. While we was teaching the classes, we were teaching, breaking down the scriptures like we always do. And these niggas, led by Bishop Nathaniel, had spies watching us to see what we're saying. He'd be right next to the phone. He'd get on the phone. Yeah, he said it. Yeah. So they were being demons, man. And that's why the Most High fuck your ass up on 2 occasions. Bishop Nathaniel, all right? Now I believe that the Most High, that he could be, this is my personal belief. This is not in the scriptures. I can't bring out a scripture and say, and thus Bishop Nathaniel is one of the elect of the Most High of Israel. There's no scripture on that. My belief is that he could very well be one of the elect because he had a dream. He used to have a lot of dreams. A lot of his dreams used to come to pass. And he had one dream about himself. This is when we were all together in one accord, so to speak, after the split. And he said he had a dream that he lost the oil pursuant to Matthew 25. But at the end of the dream, the Most High restored the oil back to him. Then he had another dream before that when we was at the main school, one West. He had a dream concerning Karamaya, which is Killer Priest, which Killer Priest, he has nothing to do with Israel. He's into that Kemetic stuff. Him and his boy Tahuti, the guy with the hat and the snake. He's teaching that Kemetic shit. So this guy as totally went back to sleep. I'm talking about Karamaya. We call him Karamaya. You know him as Killer Priest. And that's before he knew how to rap. Back then he didn't know how to rap. He got his rap skills because he was related to somebody in the Wu-Tang. I believe it's the Drizzer, if I'm saying it right. And he would be hanging out in the studio. When you hang out certain places, like when I used to box and I was teaching people how to box, when you got a guy to come to the gym and hang out with you and he ain't really into boxing, he kind of gets into it and then you show him something and he gets in and then he becomes good. Same thing if you go to a studio where they're R&B singers or they're into hip hop, you're gonna be around them and you're gonna be intrigued and you're gonna learn this, you're gonna learn that, and then you're gonna think like a rapper, and that's what he did. He hung around the Wu-Tang, and he picked up them skills because he hung around them. Now I'm gonna say this: if y'all don't know, the Wu-Tang came to the Passover. It was if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was a Passover 95, which was held at the Columbia University. And that was a big venue. And they were there, okay? We had a fighter. Oh, you know who else was there? What was his name? Taylor. Meldrick Taylor was there. And he was out of Philadelphia. And he was in Johanna's camp because Johanna was going back and forth from New York to Philadelphia. And Johanna was the one, or General Johanna was the one that said, Tahar, I want to show you something. And he showed me, he brought me to Meldrick Taylor, and I hugged him. I said, hey, shalom, Mark. And then Meldrick tells us, shalom, Tahar, oh man, we kind of hugged and we said a few words. And then, we went about our business, man. So there's a lot of history to this. Anyway, let me get back. I'm kind of all over the place. Anyway, the other dream that Bishop Nathaniel had was when he had a dream that we were, the scriptures speak about, we shall receive fame in every land that we will put to shame in. Somebody can put it up in the comment section. I'm not gonna look for it. But he had said he saw us like it was a parade, like we were on floats and people were cheering. And he said he looked out and he saw Karamaya, which is Killer Priest, out there. He was like in the audience, on the side, cheering. But Bishop Nathaniel said he saw himself on the float, he saw me on the float, and of course other brothers. But he just mentioned because you're telling me the dream. But we remember that dream that he lost the oil, and the oil was given back to him. That's why I say he may very well be of the elect. But he got to come back. You got to come fully back, because you don't want the Most High to, strike you with another sickness, man. It ain't cool being sick. Let me go ahead and read on. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brother, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will the Most High bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of Yahweh, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of Yahweh Shai shall not prevent them which are asleep. So who are some of them that are asleep? When the Lord comes back, when the kingdom is established, when we are delivered, guess what? Abba's going to be delivered. Mashah going to be delivered. Yaikwab. All the ones that died in Yahweh Shai, we're going to see them going up in the heavens. They're going to have the changed bodies. They're going to have the changed bodies, man. And they're going to be young again. It says 15 again. For this we say unto you by the word of Yahweh, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of Yahweh shall not prevent them which are asleep. What does it mean by asleep? Them that are dead in the grave. Remember, after the Lord rose, the saints came out of the graves and walked back into, I believe it was Jerusalem. Somebody could put that precept in there too. It said, for Yahweh himself shall descend from heaven with a shout and with the voice of the archangel and with the trump of the Most High. There's 7 trumpets, and the dead in Yahweh Shai shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. What does it mean by the clouds? It's talking about the ships. That's in Revelation 11. That's in Acts 1. The way the Lord was taken up, he's coming back. That's in Matthew 24. That's in 2nd Ezra 13, from the first verse on down. To meet Yahweh in the air, and so shall we ever be with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. So let me go here. Let me put in the word David. I mean, I know what precepts I want, but I just want to see how many times David pop up. He pops up 1,100 times in 930 verses in the King James. Bear with me for a minute. Wow, a lot of precepts. You know what? Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Hosea 1. Because I'm not going to read all those precepts. Hosea 1 verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which could not be measured or numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, which the main place is Babylon, America, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power. You are the Israelites. And that's why Esau, the elite, are losing sleep. because they know the order of the prophecies. First we wake up, then the Lord come back, deliver us, and destroy this place and put them into slavery. So they're scared. That's why they jumped on Whoopi Goldberg for saying that wasn't a race against race. She said it was a humanity against humanity, which she was right, because that was one race. Those are all Edomites. See, these people, these elite, they're trying to say that the so-called Jew are a different race from other white people. They're all part of the same race. You just got a certain number of them that's parading around like they're the real people. And see, that's why they're not going to put us on the mainstream media unless they put us up there to demonize us. They know, all these celebrities know, all these Jakes, all the boxers, Floyd, LeBron James, all of them, man. They know they have come across videos dealing with Israel. It said, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, Babylon, for great shall be the day of Jezreel. Jezreel is Yahzariah, the seed of the power, or the seed of God, which is another way of saying Israel. So now we read in what is that? 1 Thessalonians 4. Excuse me. How the dead, them that are asleep are going to be risen first. So the point where we appoint ourselves one head is during this time period, during the time period of Jacob's trouble, which are the missiles, the destruction, the Lord coming back, the dead being raised. Now, whether or not the Most High, after Marshall passed, if he was immediately put in another body as a baby, he would be 22 years old right now. So he can be one of them young brothers in our camp. That's just a theory. That's a theory, man. And at this appointed time, the Most High magnified this man. This is King David right here. You know? That's just a theory. I'm not saying he's hard saying that he 22 years. No, I'm saying that's a theory. The Most High could do it that way. And the Most High caused the sun to stop in the air during the time of Joshua, right? The Lord has laws, and if you break a law on the death, you're supposed to be put to death. But King David committed a sin unto death and was not put to death. So the Most High can show mercy unto you. You know? He showed it unto Samson. He took the power and he gave him the power back. So this is the Most High show. This is the Most High's program. So it says here about David. So David could come from the heavens. He can come from the grave and come up pursuant to 1 Thessalonians 4. And then that's when the order is going to be placed. All that's going to happen simultaneously. When the missiles are on their way, the ships are going to be in the air. All hell is going to break loose. Jacob's trouble is going to commence. And then it's going to seem like, damn, we ain't going to make it. Righteous shall scarcely make it, right? And we're going to be beamed up. And we're going to see, oh, that's Abba. Oh, that's Mashah. Oh, that's this guy. Oh, that's that guy. Oh, that's Malak. You know, you're going to be beamed up in there, and then we're going to meet you in the ships or in the ship. Because my belief is the elect is going to be in Yahushai's, I would say the 144,000, maybe all of the elect will be in one ship, because how big is the ship that Yahushai came in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter? Now there's a retreat in Colorado I did videos on it, a bunker, and they said they can hold over a million people, over a million people in there, because that's a mountain retreat. I forget the exact name. Somebody can put it in the comment section, and I did videos on that. So if Esau can make a mountain retreat bunker for over a million people, you mean to tell me the Lord ship ain't big enough where he can save a million people? Huh? And he's also Zerubbabel. Let me see if I can spell that. Zerubbabel. Let's see what happens. Obviously, I spelled it wrong. Zerubbabel. Let's deal with the word Zerubbabel, or the name Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel is also King David. He was also known during the Babylonian captivity, going into when the Persian and Medes or the Medes took Babylon down. He was on the scene. He was a governor of Judah. Let me see here. Okay, you know this story. I don't want to go all into it, but he always came back in his position. Ezra in the scriptures 4. Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard, we know Levi was a part of it too, heard that the children of the captivity built the temple unto the Lord power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel, which was the head. That was David right there in the form of Zerubbabel, and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your power as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up thither. Let me try something. I mean, I can explain it, but bear with me for a minute. King of Assyria in the 7th century BC. And that was during the time of I'm not going to go all into it, but that was during the time of 2 Kings, during the reign of King Hoshea. So these people were those people. You got to go to book. You got to go to 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, and read into the 21st, 22nd, 24th verse around there. And it'll tell you how they put heathens in the land of Samaria, and lions came after them. Y'all should all know that story. So during that time period, remember, the kingdom of Israel, the northern kingdom, was already taken into captivity. And then they went to the Americas. So the only ones left was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So these people that were taught the laws by a priest of Israel, they started believing that they were people of the Most High, which they wasn't people of the Most High. but I'm not going to go all into this. It says, but Zerubbabel and Joshua, the high, Zerubbabel being Mashah, and Joshua, the high priest, which is Ariah, and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto Yahweh, the Most High of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, have commanded us. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in their building. So what did we build? Back then they were building a physical temple, right? Now we're building a spiritual temple. So being that, like this guy, Vocab and others, he's hell bent on coming against us because we're saying that we are the people, and them people that call themselves them small hats, they're not the people, and you're Edomites. So he's coming against us, and the reason why he's going back and forth with Sarnetta is really to get to us, because you ain't gonna wake up them Kemetic people. You a white boy gonna come in there and just wake you up and make you be Christians? That shit ain't happening, man. So this is Zerubbabel, which is Mashah. Okay, come back. I went too far. I went too far. You see again, Nehemiah 12, verse 1. Now these, I'm not going to go read the whole thing. Now these are the priests and the Levites that went up with Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Joshua, Sariah, Jeremiah, and Ezra. Okay, Ezra. Let's deal with Ezra, showing you that they were all together. Like a lot of us, we are those guys that were back there too. Now these are the let me go to let me do Ezra. Let me do Ezra. Let's see what they say about Ezra. Ezra, Izarah, Izarah. The priest and scribe who led the reforms of the returned exile in Jerusalem, co-worker with Nehemiah, a priest with Zerubbabel, another post-exiled Jew. Now, what he was famous for, Esdras in the Apocrypha, was reading the laws to Israel. He had a whole law. We ain't gonna say too much more. And the Most High put us together as a group, and we were always there. If I'm one of the elect, I was with them, and I knew them. I knew Zerubbabel and Joshua and Jeremiah, because they're all back. Some of them is in the spirit world, and some of them are here among us, but we don't know, exactly who we are. And the Christians will never get this in a million years because they're not going to accept reincarnation. Let me read Haggai 1 verse 1. Let me proofread it. Okay, I'm gonna read from the middle. Haggai 1 verse 1. Came the word of the Lord by Haggai, the prophet, unto Zerubbabel. He was Zerubbabel. Let's look into Zerubbabel. Let's look into Zerubbabel, which is King David, which is Mo. And where is it? Give me a second. Okay. Zerubbabel. Darius came after Cyrus. Haggai, which is the prophet unto Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel, sown in Babylon, the grandson of King Joachim, and leader of the first group of return exile from Babylon, right, to build a temple. Give you a bunch of references right here that you can go to. When you come back, let me go off road again. When the Lord had the 12 gathered, right? Who were the 3 that he dealt with more than the others? It was Peter, James, and John, right? Peter is Mo, James is Yaquab, and John is John the Revelator, John the Apostle, which is Ariah. Now, did not John get those revelations on the Isle of Patmos to put together the book of Revelation? And who was among all of them, the 7, who went deepest into the book of Revelation? High priest Ariah, because the Spirit was working with him. Okay, let me do this and come back again. Haggai 1:14. And Yahweh stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, during the Babylonian captivity, and the spirit of Joshua, the son of Josedek, the high priest, is not, when we mention Ariah, we call him high priest Ariah, right? When we talk about Mo, we call him King Mo, right? And the spirit of all the remnant of the people, and they came and did work in the house of the Lord of hosts, their power. What work are we doing? We out there on the highways and the byways doing these sit downs. That's the work that we're doing. Always mention Zerubbabel and Joshua, the high priest, together. Moses, Joshua, and Aaron, Peter, James, and John. Haggai 2 verse 4. Yet now be strong, Zerubbabel, said Yahweh, saith Yahweh, and the strong, O Joshua, son of Josedek, the high priest, which he was a Levite, and be strong, all ye people of the land, saith Yahweh, and work, for I am with you, saith the Lord, just like the Most High is with us now. People saying, what, Tar, why are you going so deep? You gonna set up, you gonna bring more controversy. We all, our middle name is controversy, man. Give me a second. Let me check something. Okay. Let me just check that off. Haggai 2 verse 21. Speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth. Ultimately, the Most High is going to shake the heavens and the earth because of Zerubbabel. "23rd verse. In that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, will I take thee, O Zerubbabel, my servant, the son of Shealtiel, saith the Lord Yahweh, and will make thee as a signet, for I have chosen thee, saith Yahweh of hosts." Why did the Lord tell Peter, and Peter, upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it? Peter is Zerubbabel. We're fitting to go deep. Zechariah, and we got to get more into the history. We got to get more into these the books of the prophets. Zechariah 4 verse 6. Then he answered and spake unto me, saying, This is the word of the Yahweh unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, saith Yahweh of hosts. Yeah, we're not gonna build up an army and get guns and tanks and fight Esau. Esau is going to be taken down by the Most High. And then we looking to get the spiritual power. Zechariah 4 verse 7. Who art thou, O great mountain? Now that great mountain ultimately is talking about Esau's ruling system. Before Zerubbabel, thou shalt become a plain. Now what's a plain? Something that's laid flat, a valley. When the missiles hit that place, that Babylon is going to be totally laid flat. And he shall bring forth the headstone thereof, which with shoutings, crying, grace, grace unto it. Zechariah 4 verse 9. The hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation for this house. Now it's a spiritual house. Back then it was a physical house. Now it's a spiritual house. His hand shall also finish it. So the way the Most High is going to present King David back to us, you got to keep your eyes open. Stay tuned. And thou shalt know that Yahweh of hosts have sent me unto you. Let's read the 10th verse. For who hath despised the day of small things, for they shall rejoice. and shall see the plummet in the hand of Zerubbabel. Now, what is a plummet? If you're a carpenter, you build houses, you know what a plummet is. The word is aban. Stone, large or small, a common stone in natural state, stone or material of tablets, marble, hewn stones containing metal, plummet, stone of destruction, also made of metal, stone-like object, e.g., hailstones. So, you know what precept come to mind? Revelation 18. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me take this word plummet. And where the hell is it? Plummet. I'm gonna go to the Common Dictionary. That's a plummet right there. That's a plummet. If you ever seen somebody building a house, they're gonna build a foundation, you gotta use a plummet. Oh, it says plummet, Babylon has fallen. Click on that. Lowering the plummet, Babylon has fallen, part 6. And like I said, what precept came to mind is Revelation 18. And that also represents Yahawashi, because in Daniel 2, that's that stone that's going to crash into the feet, which is NATO, the EU, and Babylon the Great. Revelation 18, verse 21, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it onto the sea. And plummet is also an action. When the stocks go down, they said the stocks have plummeted, went down fast, saying, thus with violence shall that great city, Babylon, be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Then it says in the 20th verse, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. And that plummet or that great millstone represents this destruction, the missiles, the ICBMs. And there's many more. There's all kind of, we can go into the Yahawashi gathering the 12, and we can go into Matthew's the 17th chapter, the transfiguration, when Elijah appeared on one side and Moses on the other side. And then the three was with him. Those three was Marsha, Arya, and Yaquab, man. That's why it said in Malachi chapter 4, what is that, the fifth or sixth verse? You gotta read the fifth and the sixth verse. It says, matter of fact, instead of me quoting it, let me go ahead and read it. Malachi 4. And 5 and 6. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the great and coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Now we know through the Spirit that Elijah is Abba. And thanks to Vocab Malone, you gave more information on Abba, which further proves that he has to be Elijah. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to the fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So who are the children? Who are the fathers that have returned to the children, and children return to the fathers? The word heart is mine. Who is that? Marsha, Arya, and Yaquab. And I'm gonna say this in closing. I don't know, HODC, I believe they still believe that. Then again, no, I don't say they do, because Elder Barak thinks he's Joshua. He thinks he's actually which he's not Joshua. So none of those camps believe in Marsha being King David, Arya being a high priest, and Yaquab also being, well, he was Aaron, the high priest. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say Shalom.